Hello, I'm so glad you are back with me today. Today we are going to just explain what is a zero-based budget, how do you create one, why would you want to? So we're going to just learn a little bit more about zero-based budgeting and why it can be a great strategy for your family. So stay with me. Did you know we have a Facebook group called Frugal Living for Families? I would love to have you come join me over there. We have a great community that supports each other and shares all of our ideas so we can continue to save money, get out of debt, and just improve our family's financial situation, even on one income. I want you to become a stay-at-home mom that you desire to be, or to thrive if you already are a stay-at-home mom and your family is struggling financially. Hop on over to the group. We'd love to have you over there. Hello, let's get right into it. So what even is a zero-based budget? Have you ever heard of that before? I'm curious. Is this a budget that you already have for your family? Leave a 1 in the comments if your family uses a zero-based budget. I'm curious to see what you use. And if you use something else, tell me in the comments what you use. But a zero-based budget is a budget where every dollar that you earn is allotted somewhere in your budget. So you, quote unquote, spend every dollar that you earn. Now, this doesn't mean you go and you force yourself to spend it on something so that all your money is gone every single month. What this means is you have allocated where every dollar that you earn is going to go within your budget. So this means that any of your financial goals that you have set, whether it be getting out of debt, whether it be building up savings, whether it be saving up for investments, any area that you want your money to go. It can be giving, if you have charities that you really like to support in your giving. Any area where you want your money to go should be on your budget so that part of your income can be allocated to those areas. So how do we set up a zero-based budget? So essentially what you want to do if you want to set up a zero-based budget for your family is the very first step is to figure out all of the income that comes in. So first and foremost, how much even comes in every month for your family in income, whether that's your job, if you have a partner, their job, if you have investments that come in, you make interest, whatever income, if you receive child support, whatever the income that comes in, that is your income that you are now going to allocate. You may have months where you earn more income. Maybe you work on a commission or you received a bonus. You're still going to allocate that money in that particular month as well. So the next is to come up with all of your expense categories. And I did this in a previous episode with you, so I'll link that in the description. But you are going to come up with all of your spending categories that you have each and every month. So all of your bills, all the areas where you need to spend money, food, gas for the car, insurance, everything. But also include those categories that are your goals. So your savings goal, extra debt snowball payment, if you're really trying to eliminate debt fast and you want extra to go to that, investment accounts that you want to put more money into, charitable organizations that you want to give more to, have those also included on your budget category list. Now next is you're going to take your income and you're going to now assign it to each of the categories. So you may have a category that particular month where you don't need to put any money into. Maybe you have a category for kids' activities, sporting activities that they do, but they only do that seasonally, and this happens to be a month where you're not signing up or paying for any of those. Then you can leave that blank. It doesn't matter if you use every category. What matters is you are allocating every dollar that you're earning that month to a category. First and foremost, of course, your mandatory bills you need to start with, right? So if you have rent or mortgage, your utility bills, anything that you must pay each and every month, that's where you're going to allocate first. The amount of money that each of those bills costs you is going to come out of your income. So your income, as you're allocating it, will keep reducing down until you have spent it all. So you want to allocate it in priority order. So as you are filling in the amounts for your bills, deduct it from the income that you still need to allocate. You have the remaining balance. Next up is the other important areas that may not be a bill, but are still necessary, like food, right? Gas for your car, although you may get creative on a particular month and decide to ride your bike or carpool with somebody to reduce those expenses. But any of those next areas that are non-negotiable that you have to take care of. Maybe there is a gift that you just have to buy that month. So maybe that is a priority area for you to allocate some funds. And then you will go on to your very important goals before any of the categories that are not that important to you. So maybe you typically have a budgeted amount that goes to dining out. Well, maybe your savings goal is really important to you right now and building up that initial emergency fund. Maybe your family is working on $1,000 emergency fund to save up as fast as you can. Look at any of the categories you have left. If those categories are not really that important to you, see how you feel about putting an extra large amount allocated into that emergency fund. Or if you are really working on getting out of debt, it's a great way to see what categories are left and make a decision to put a larger snowball payment towards your debt versus putting it into the entertainment fund or any of that discretionary spending that isn't really required. It's more the fun stuff, it's more the recreation, but it's usually those categories that you can do without. You can get creative and find free entertainment or have board game night, invite some friends over rather than going out to happy hour. Things like that. So the goals to me are the next important thing. So anything that is a requirement, it is a bill that has to be paid, it is requirement, a basic need like food, those are critical to allocate your funds to. But next, before all that fun money, that discretionary spending, fill in your categories for those goals that you have. Now, if you are comfortable with the amounts that you're putting in there, then go ahead. If you have income left, put into your discretionary spending. So it's just a great way to really choose intentionally where you want every dollar to go. What is most important to you and your family? What's your priority right now? And you can adjust around as needed, but it allows you to go pre-spend or allocate each dollar that you're going to make that month into the areas where they matter the most to you. So the reason I really recommend a zero-based budgeting strategy for families is because it forces you to be so intentional with your spending. It really gives you a hard look at what is left of your income after all of the necessary areas are taken care of. What is actually left? And really deciding what you value most. If your savings goals or your debt goals are really, really important to you, it helps you see just how much money you have left to make those tough decisions, make the right decisions that are for your family, that are going to put you in a better position financially. And sometimes it's really eye-opening. Sometimes we think we can save a lot of money and every month we're just struggling to really save anything. This gives us a hard look at why. What are we normally spending our money on that is keeping us from those big financial goals that we have, that will put us in a much better position once we have accomplished those goals. It's also a great time to start looking at any goals that you may have been putting off for a long time. Maybe saving up for your kids' college or for your retirement is something that has been on your heart for a very long time, but you just have struggled to find any money left over at the end of the month and you don't really know why. Now you can add in that category right onto your budget, and even if you allocate $5 or $10 for the month, whatever amount you can, you now are working towards a goal that you have been putting off for a long time. So you are starting to take care of those big areas that are going to mean so much for your family. All right, so I hope that has given you a great understanding of what a zero-based budget is and why you may want to use it for your family, and just some tips on how to use it effectively. If you need more coaching from me, I would love for you to reach out. I would love to help your family get into a much better financial position. Just shoot me an email over at frugallivingforfamilies@gmail.com and I'll send you my latest coaching options. Let's get your family into a better financial position for the long term. Thanks for being with me today. I hope you learned something. Put 2 in the comments if this is something that you plan to implement for your family. I hope it goes well for you. I hope it really makes such a great impact. Blessings to your family.